At the break of dawn, while the people and engines of Sodor are still sleeping, you can hear the sounds of the pistons pumping into the cylinders of the steam engine as they glide along the rails with vans of fish going to market. This is the sound of the Flying Kipper. Usually it's hauled by Henry, but the other engines on the Fat Controller's railway haul it, although they have to deal with the smell of fish on their journeys. One morning, Henry arrived back from pulling the train. "I'm happy to long for rest, then I'm awake and be freshened up ready for my trains," he said, but his tender still had the smell of fish, which made James cross. "Pah!" he snorted. "The smell of rotten fish! I will never pull that train again after my wheels slipped. The stench was horrible," he shuddered. He hated the time when he had to pull the train and scales of fish made his wheels slipped. "Must you dwell on that, James? It's bad enough to hear it for a while." "Well, some engines need to understand my suffering." "You're being overdramatic, James. One small accident and you made it a big fuss." "Oh, look who's talking. You spent the time in that tunnel of yours from the rain, spoiling your green paint and red stripes." The two engines argued until Gordon blew his whistle. "Stop it, you two! Arguing will never solve anything." And that made the two engines quiet. A few days later, Henry grew ill. His firebox can't burn properly and not much steam is being made. Bear took him to the works to be mended. Then the Fat Controller came to see James. "James, you look after the Flying Kipper." "Why me?" he retorted. "Can't Percy or Thomas do it? They like playing with trucks." "I made up my mind, James. Orders are orders and you must follow them." Early the next morning he puffed into the harbour. The smell was so strong that James held his nose. Then he puffed away with a trainload of fish. Fish train, he grumbled. But as they were passing through the big station, his driver could smell something strange. "Have you got oil over your hands, fireman?" he asked. "No," said the fireman. Then they smelled some smoke. They knew it was different compared to James. Then they saw that one of the vans was on fire. "Stop!" called James's driver. So they did. "There is fire in one of your trucks, James. We must uncouple you so you won't get damaged." So they did. The signalman called the fire brigade, and the firefighters of Sodor arrived on time and took control of the blaze. Luckily no one was hurt, but a strong stench of burnt fish hung in the air. The signalman then came towards James and his crew. He told them that the firefighters said that there was a hot box on one of the wagons. He also said, "I've just called the Fat Controller. He still wants you to take the Kipper, but leave the burnt one in a siding so someone can take it to the scrapyard." After James had finished with the Flying Kipper, the news went round. Everyone laughed. "Look, there's James with the flamin' Kipper," said Douglas. Douglas was only being cheeky, but James snorted as he made his way towards the harbour.